direct portrait. When will Bandit not especially Niger Bandit is very Bandit occupying that part of Nigeria. For 40 million out of children, 40 million out of children. I mean, that's big. Potential Boko Haram, guys are arrested. Federal government said 150 doctors. Guinea, South. Federal government said 150 doctors. While bandits.
Wait.
That boy TV. They are saying
No. Look. Say something. Oh.
change it as I change it. Thanks God. When they took this one, I hear. So leave now I hear the thing before the different. Understand? Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, sorry for the break in transmission. God helps us as we try to put this together by the grace of God. I'm Mr. Akule here this morning. Mr. Akule, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. Cristiano Ronaldo. Thank God it's Friday. Good, but it's still Christian. Thank God it's Friday, viewers. I greet everybody. God be with you. It's good to see you again, viewers. And thanks for the support. If you are not there, we can't be here.
Okay, let's look at this story on the Daily Trust this morning. Bandits occupy Kaduna Abuja road operate for 4 days. Sack more Niger communities. Touch farmlands in Zamfara State.
All these bandits, the way I look at it, they know they finish. Because just of recent, I was listening to our news this morning that over 900 has been given amnesty, pardon, that have surrendered to the government. So when you say 900 have surrendered, that means the population of bandits now need to be counted by census. You know, they have to do census for them. So to know how many bandits we have remaining in Nigeria. I'm just telling you how. I'm surprised about the number. They said the 900 of them are just surrendered, seeking for amnesty. And I'm still shocked that there are still some branch in Kaduna now going around and, who is fooling who? I don't just know what is going on with this bandit issue. Whether some people are just using it to make money, I don't know. Why we just ampering on bandits, and we are wasting money to fight bandits, and there's been no
The chief of army staff.
Yeah.
Or the commander in chief. What will you have done?
What I will have done is all these bandits, both the one seeking for amnesty, both the one, I will bring all of them together and make them a scapegoats so that it will be a deterrent to other groups that want to come.
Would you set the knot on fire?
It will never set the knot on fire, because when they hunt Nnamdi Kanu, it did not really set the southeast on fire. When they hunt Igboho, they did not look at it that it's going to set southeast. When they hold on to Kanu, they did not look at it that it's going to set southeast on fire. When they head on to Igboho, they did not look at it that it will set southwest on fire. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander. Put the bandits on trials too. No amnesty, no pardon. They've killed when they were having a free day for killings. When they were having that, they never knew that there will be repercussion for what they are doing. So any amnesty they are granting, any bandit they are granting amnesty now is no to me. They must face the justice. No amnesty for bandit, no amnesty for Boko Haram, and no amnesty for killer herdsmen.
Okay, 40 million out of two school children, potential Boko Haram recruits. That's from Obasanjo.
Obasanjo has been saying this all over and over. Bada Baba has been speaking the truth that all these children that have been chased out of the school, they are just good candidates to be of Boko Haram bandits.
That's in the north.
In the north. Even here too, we should check the rates, the unemployment. I mean, the out of school children are going. When you look at all around Ikeja houses, bus stops, you see children hawking during the school hours.
The
Abule Egba, you see child labor all over. So it's not only reflecting, but it's just that the north has the highest population of out of school children. It's happening within the south here too. You see some children that are supposed to be in the school hawking granite all around. It's the cause is the situation we found ourselves, and the children of those,
like
the parents of those children too.
Like yesterday. How many parents can be able to?
How many parents? But the instrumental, I paid this. Can I cover that money at once? Can I cover that at once? That's why I have to just go out every day and hustle. I will not wait for these people that doesn't have any plan for you, and the government that doesn't have any plan for you. And so I face my, what's it called? I face my battle on my own, not looking and waiting for any government, because I know if I wait, I'll wait till the end, end time come. Nothing will happen. So the money, they make it easier for us to be paying instrumentally, and that's what I do. And I tell them, see, this money you are charging me, you give me time to pay. So it's not really easy. But that doesn't mean that my children should now check out of school and turn to bandit. I think it's not an excuse for any northerner man not to take care of their children, for any southerner man that puts the goods on the children's head to start hawking at daytime, at night. And it's so horrible that when I see those children, I always feel for them. And I always...
If you don't have the money to send them to school, what do you do with them?
And that's why they say, you see, the problem, I said it yesterday, the common man consolation alone now is sex. And mere having that sex, they will not be able to control the child birth. I mean, the child, populations, the children population they are given. As they say, I've been napping on it. Every only consolation the common man have is just to pounce on his wife after one, drinking and all sort of things, and they won't know when the pregnancy will come. So we need to look at it as the country we have. There's no seriousness on the good governance. So you too, you have to look at the children, number of children you can give birth to and you can take care of, so that you won't be blaming everything that now them carry your wife go, because you are the one doing all those things. It's not government. So when you know the government is not in good shape, but the government of your children, you have
family
control, family planning, family planning generally.
Okay, subsidy removal not intended to push Nigerians, says Ngege.
Not intended to push
Nigerians.
I think Mr. Ngege, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Ngege is saying that. I think all of them should be buying petroleum, fuel too, because there shouldn't be any reserve for any government official. They should be queuing at filling station when they remove the subsidy. And when they remove the subsidies, it's not even right for them to remove the subsidies, because they put the refinery into rehabilitation, and they are rehabilitating some refinery. Now, let them get those refinery rehabilitated and remove the subsidies from their own extra code they collect, from their own security, security allocation the governors collect, the ministers, they should reduce their aids. You can see any minister going and he has a routine of aid. Doing what? Doing nothing. They are just making the money, doing, all those money they are wasting on the routine aids. That you see a minister will have a PA to the minister, PA to the PA of minister, PA to the, the chief as assistant to, advisor to the minister, all sort of things. And all on the taxpayers' money. And that is why we're saying the country economy is not growing well, because the money they're supposed to pump into the economy for the masses to gain, they have just selected few that are in charge of it. And it's only in this country that I see that the leaders, we always want to chop before they work. They need to work before they chop. Even when you do good work, the goodness you left, the legacy you left behind, we always bring wealth to you. We always bring fame to you. And that is what is happening in Western world. They serve the people. after the service, the goodness they've done, the good governance they created, will now attract, favor. Will now attract, I mean, you could see Obama, Barack Obama could not even pay his mortgage. He was still on mortgage when he was president of America. He had to use the funds he raised from speech all around to pay off his. But all our leaders there, before they leave power, you start seeing they building mansions all around. At whose expenses? It's at you and high expenses. And we need to sit down in a room and decide where we want to go. We need to lock ourselves up. All the citizens confirm. We're talking of citizenry confirm. That's the citizen confab, not the federal confab. I'm saying, let all Nigerians involved. You can do it region by region so that we can decide how we want to go in this country. Because the way things are now, I mean, it will take a long year for things to be okay as we're talking.
Court, bandits are now terrorists. A federal high court in Abuja has outlawed the activities of some groups linked to banditry and declared their activities as acts of terrorism.
Yes, yes.
What change will this bring?
It will definitely, because this is the last bus stop of judgment. And the people in charge of the judgment have seen that the most cases they sit on, or most cases they hear about bandits, they ought to have been named terrorists. They ought to have been named terrorists, even a class A-grade terrorist, classified A-list classified terrorist. That is the bandit I'm talking of now. Not all these A-list. They should be in the A-list of the criminal, the terrorists in this country now, even in the whole world. I think you were told sometimes ago that the Boko Haram is the second or third dreadest terrorist in the whole world. So what are we still waiting for? The whole world has seen that we have terrorists. Some people, we are harboring terrorists called bandits, and we are pampering them, killing and pampering. You giving them sledgehammer at the same time pampering them. They don't need to be pampered. They need that sledgehammer. The sledgehammer they are used to kill the innocent people. They are using to kidnap innocent people. I think we have to. We need leaders now that will think out of the box and do the needful to curb the insecurity in this country now.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kunle.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah. So, viewers, it's almost a year, just like yesterday, and we want to thank God for life about our get together on December 4th, because when we look back, it's just like yesterday. We've been together, no life was lost, and we are all still together alive.
Although there's threatening some people.
Who are the people they threatening? Yes. Nobody came here to.
Mr. Kokondem.
Kokondem. Oh, Mr. Kokondem is always afraid of the shadows. So he's always afraid of the shadow. I don't know when he now see the DSS. I don't know how he will feel. Every time it will be, So you have to have a strong heart to do this. So our get together is coming up on the November 4th. And we have been December 4th. I mean, we have been together for a year now. No life was lost. Sunday, that is not one of us now. We're getting across to him. He's doing well now and he's recuperating. And we just want to thank God that we are together with all the hard ways we always the risk we take to be here and feed the people the true situation of Nigeria. So viewers, we really appreciate any effort you make in get together. We are all one. We are brothers from different mothers, but we are together and in solidarity. Thank you very much.
Somebody say a gentleman. Thank you very much. Good morning.
What kind of gentility? I think Mr. Kunle has to apologize to my dad in the person of and brother in the person of this Okokondem of the Second Republic of Biafra. So you don't use that.
Okay, I think so.
Is that okay? Okay, you can understand. It's very unfortunate. Can we move forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
You say you don't have anything to say about that. That you don't want to gamble.
Honestly, I
The
think
theater.
it's a seasoned film, and we keep on watching as they continue to unfold.
Okay, 14 million out of school children potential Boko Haram recruits. Obasanjo is saying, who are we to hold responsible?
Oh my goodness, 14 million out of school children. It's very pathetic. It's very unfortunate that even in this 21st century, the supposed future of the country has been badly treated, and their destiny of future already have been damaged, intentionally damaged by the system, by the government itself, and it's very unfortunate. Then if you can't give them opportunity to have basic education, by that doing, you are preparing them for the future challenges. You are preparing them to become responsible citizens. Then, when you fail in that primary objective of governance, then it means the government is useless. Your own children, your posterity, the likes of Buhari, who should be in his late 80s, if actually he should declare his true age, presiding over the affairs of this country, you see 14 million out of school children, and you are still budgeting over how many billion naira for your feeding allowance. You can imagine the level of cruelty. Is it up to 4 billion or so? For your feeding allowance, Buhari feeding allowance. Look at it, look at it. When you examine him, you think whether this man is even eating. Huh? That is a fundamental issue. Not just 14 million. We have over, if not 50 million, out of school children across the regions of this country. What is the government doing? What are the government policies? We have ministers and minister of state for education. They are there for mere decoration. They're not serving any purpose. The varsity, our lecturers are in strike, indefinite strike. Look at the polytechnics and secondary school. There is no deliberate and conscious attempt on the part of the government to revamp the education system. Everything has been bastardized. Then what hope for these children? How do you expect them to cope up? The only opportunity, of course, if the Boko Haram and Bandit, they become, of course, a potential bandits and all that.
If you have
Buhari and other chief of staff, let them go and defend the country, because they can't continue to sacrifice their own life at the altar of sacrificing your life for people that does not place any value on you. If you're a military or a soldier or DSS, once you are killed, the burden of raising your children and catering for your family will fall on the widow. You see, on your wife, which of course is left with nothing or almost nothing to cater for the family. Nigeria don't care about that. So why must you die for a country that does not even care for your children? There are some police officers that will not take their children to good schools, to private schools. And they are called police officers. Why? Because their take home is nothing to take home about. You can't sustain them. And this is the same country, the same police that will go after uh, uh, armless protesters who are even advocating for their own good, for the good of all. You will shoot them at sight. It's very unfortunate. Of course, those 14 million children or more should, of course, be left at the mercy of whatever happens to them. But if they are not to blame, if they become constitute nuisance to the society, why? Because the society never catered or cared for them.
Is it the society or the government?
But the society, I mean the government. The government should be held responsible. Then if they should take up tomorrow against the government, if I let them bring down the government does not deserve a day of existence. A government that cannot take care of the basic necessities of the future of this. Of course, Nigeria has no future. You see? I would have said that they are the future of Nigeria. Because if Nigeria has future, they would have deliberately and consciously invested on their younger ones.
As number one priority.
As the number one priority. Look at China. China invested on their citizens. They want their citizens to control the technology, to drive the world technology. Look at India. Intentionally sponsored their citizens to acquire technology in a foreign land, and they come back. Look at their head system. Health system has been one of the best in the world. Why? Because the government intentionally took upon themselves as a priority to train their ways, their children. You see, and today they are doing exceptionally well. Nigerian politicians could even travel to India for medical trip, vacations. What actually is this government doing, intentionally doing to advance or better the lots of the younger generations? Nothing. They would rather siphon the money and be holding it, I mean, in Western world. It's very unfortunate.
Court now have declared some groups, bandit groups, as terrorists. Let me get your...
Some bandit groups.
Yeah.
Of course, that is the height of irresponsibility. I can't quote me anywhere. Malami, the Attorney General of the Federation, will appeal that position. In no distant time, you see that there are some people that will be sponsored to counter that. Another court sitting will be held to counter that position. Buhari will not, of course, assent to such a outcome of the law.
Why?
Watch and see. Is it today that they have seen that they suppose they are the one that call them bandits? The government knew that these people are terrorists by their activities and antecedents. They are, of course, infiltration of ISWAP, IS, and all that. How could you end up calling them bandits? People that kill, raid communities and destroy their farmlands, their houses, and even kill whosoever that they found on their way. You are still calling them bandits. People that kidnap, adopt over 200 pupils, school children, and demand for ransom, and most of the children die while in their captivity. You still call them bandits. These are known world acclaimed terrorists. Of course, the world.
I don't see any reason why you're calling somebody bandit that will down a jet, a fighter jet.
A fighter jet.
I see that during the war.
A fighter jet, and they call it a mere bandit. The same bandits could not allow Buhari to travel to Katsina because Buhari is afraid of being gunned down. That is the man who says he is the chief security of the nation. He's still afraid to travel to Castina State, his own country home. You see, you can understand that even the commander-in-chief is no longer secured within the territory he claimed to have an oversight. It's very unfortunate.
Okay.
Then what guarantees your own safety? What guarantees my safety? What guarantees the safety of those on the streets?
I just want to talk about this subsidy removal. Most of the ministers have come out to speak. Ngige has said that the subsidy removal not intended to punish Nigerians. What is now their intention?
Okay, not intended to punish Nigerians. Yes, he cites if that by that he means that they intended to kill Nigerians, not just punish, because already we have been subjected to such level of cruelty, level of repression, oppression by the said states, which of course Ngige is one of the cabinet member of this kitchen member of this administration. You see, when of course I think is it still the current serving Minister of Labor or whatever?
Yeah.
Is it?
Minister of Labor.
Labor. Where Nigerians are taken as slaves. You see, taken as casual workers. You have not addressed those minute problems. Workers are being owned arrears. People die waiting for their gratuity. Lots of jobs.
More in this
administration. I mean, in this administration is you can't compare it with any other administration. This is the worst ever in the history of mankind. You see?
Okay.
And it's very unfortunate that you should say they never intended to punish us. Yes, he's right. Their intention was to kill Nigerians, to subject them to a more psychological, emotional, and even physical torture. When you are alive and you cannot afford or fend for your family, what kind of torture is that? It's more or less a way of course, carrying out genocide against your own citizens. So that's why this system must come to an end. Those 14 million children and over other regions should rise against this government, should rise against the system that does not meant well for them.
Okay.
Not until this is done, this discontented political element will continue to parade themselves within and perpetuate themselves within the corridor of power. But when you give them fire, they can't resist fire. And that is the fire of revolution that have been kindled by the blood of those innocent protesters that was killed at the Lekki toll gate. That tempo must be sustained. Not until that is done, there is no way forward for this country. But for us, who has decided to move forward, of course, we have a country called Biafra.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. Lucky Edo Nobi Lagos. Mr. Chigozie has spoken extensively well this morning.
Yes, Edo Nobi Lagos. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Thank you very much. My name is Lucky Eyaguna, Edo Nobi Lagos. That is the slogan.
Now we are happy that bandits are now called terrorists by Abuja High Court.
I believe that one, baby. Don't you listen to Gumi yesterday? Gumi, about the name Gumi. I listened to him yesterday. He was just talking jargon, talking rubbish. Say, how can they release Nnamdi Kanu? How can they release Igboho? That he went to inside bush and met with all these bandits and discussed with them. They should lay down their arm, and government not listen to them. Now Kanu was arrested. And why would they leave him? That the same offense Kanu commit, that the same bandit. So you are not saying bandit and Kanu are the same. Kanu is not holding gun. Just talking with the barrel and mouth. But your people, the bandits, you are meeting inside bush with AK-47, bomb, charm, knife, cutlass, and you are comparing them with Nnamdi Kanu.
They say the pen is mightier than the sword.
See, let me tell you. The only thing that I see that is, I don't want to talk too much this morning. Bandit is bandit. Killer is a killer. Arm robber is arm robber. Kidnapper is a kidnapper. Let them treat them the way the law said. According to them, he said anyone they catch, they should treat him And they should use that way to treat Kano. Have you seen gone with Kano? Or have you seen gone with Sunday Boho?
Have you seen gone with Gumi?
Gumi have been meeting them inside bush. Our press have been following Gumi to the bush. The people that army, SSF, police did not see, but Gumi see them, holding meeting with them, enjoy with them, dancing with them, showing it to the world. CNN, BBC, NTA, channel, watching it. All of us watch it. Gumi is fighting for bandits and terrorists. Whether you call them terrorists, you call them bandits, terrorist is a terrorist, amraba is amraba, killer. A killer is a killer. So they need to get with that one. They are saying not court. Let Buhari come out. Let the Supreme Court, let the High Court pronounce them. They are terrorists. Just the way they pronounce IPOB. So the whole world will know. Not all this hiding court.
Mr. Onoche is saying that mad people everywhere. What has calling bandits terrorists got to do with the security of the country? The Boko Haram terrorists that were captured were pardoned, welcomed with lucrative palliatives. We have even Boko Haram.
They even put them for military. They are in police. They are everywhere. See, let me tell you. I think Nigeria need to sit on one table. You cannot be pardon some people and while you are killing some people. You know why? Are you aware they say they were recruiting repentant Boko Haram? How do you know they repent? And yesterday they said 900 surrender. Did you really know? Are they really king Boko Haram? Or are those who are hungry in the name of surrender to God? How did you know? Let me tell you something. This government need to wake up. This government are not proactive. This government are not doing enough. Everybody is angry. Everybody is hungry. Everybody is angry. An angry man is an hungry man. I would say only the South alone, the North are still sharing inside. Too much of kidnapping, frustration, hunger. Imagine.
Bandits occupy Kaduna Abuja road, operate for 4 days.
Am I the one that wrote it? I am not the one that wrote it. 2 days ago, they kidnapped one prominent person in that road and killed him, 4 people. And they saw the jeep. The minister of FCT went there and the police commissioner. What does that tell you? How many years now that road has become bandit road? So, what I say, this government is not doing enough, not only Buhari alone. The Senate President, House of Rep, Senate, they are all the same. They are not doing well. All they know is that they are rolling out budget. A budget trillion. Look at the one Sanwo-Olu wrote out. Ask Sanwo-Olu for 6 years now, is there now. Let Sanwo-Olu show me project he has been doing.
Has only been there for 6 years.
Sanwo-Olu?
I think
okay, 4 years, just say 4 years, sorry. 4 years. Let him show us which project.
He's just starting.
4 years, almost ended. Started for where? I'll give you an example. Look at a whole building that collapsed in Koyi. And Sanwo-Olu said he has them 15th floor. Now to 20th floor. Is aware. The order of army to go to Toge to go kill innocent people. He ordered it. So that one alone have bastardized in all government alone. APC will not have it in 2023. They are key. Nigeria are dying under their hand. Times of kidnapping, times armed robbery, hunger, frustration, lack of education, lack of health under APC. They are Judah, they are Pharaoh. So 2023 will never put one vote for APC, whether state or presidency.
Is it easy to overthrow a government, the ruling party?
But they do that for PDP.
I said, is it easy?
They do that for PDP. PDP put it for 60 years at the end. They went, because the people decide. Just like the way in Edo State, they bring somebody, millions, bully back to Edo State from Lagos. At the end, we decide to say no. And we voted. That's why I say, I don't know be Lagos. The same thing they do for Anambra. They wanted to use number 3 to number 5. Just the way they do for Imo. Number 4 to number 1. But at the end, Anambra defeated them. Anambra, not Lagos. So what I'm saying, this government, let's say the truth. All Nigerians are mad now because of hunger. Nigerians are mad because of no lack of money for pocket. You are still saying, you are still boasting that you want to increase fuel. I did not trust Labour. Labour who are saying it's a lie, they are not going to, they rejected you. Who are Labour? Who are Labour leaders? Except the only language the government here, if SARS and SARS came out and said, we reject that petrol hike, you see government will.
No, Ngige has said that subsidy removal are not intended to punish Nigeria.
Oh my God, Ngige is a woman, please, a woman. But ask Ngige, how many children does he have? Ask Ngige whether he has a wife. You can only see Ngige with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 rings. That is what woman be. It's a kotuk woman be. I challenge him. Where is your children? It's a kotuk. How can a bachot man be bearing ring, 10 rings?
You know him so well to be giving that assertion. You know Ngige so well.
Forget Ngige, we know him very well. He has been Minister of Labour now. Ask him, what has he done to the Igbo people? How many has he employed for Igbo people? Every day, one problem to other. One problem to other. Cannot pay salary. Saki. See, let me tell you, all the governor under APC, all the APCO, all the minister under APC, nobody can, nothing.
Is it plus the one that the camp?
Who the camp? Who have you seen the camp? All of them are the same thing.
Governor of, is it Akwa Ibom?
When that one was in PD, he was doing well. But when it declined, what happened? In the Imo State now, they have no rest. Kidnapping everywhere in Imo State. You can't see. I pity the Igbos that want to travel for this Christmas. I advise them not to go. Otherwise, they will pay their nose.
But you were there.
You don't know how to manage. I put on slippers. Slippers. I dress like a mad person. I'm telling you. I dressed like a mad person. I was suspecting everybody. I didn't spend more than 3 hours in that village. I left. We were behaving like a mad people. Is it supposed to be so? The people cannot travel. That's why I said this mass coming. I pity the people, Igbo people that want to travel. If you're Igbo, I better stay for Lagos. Don't travel. Otherwise, you will pay with your nose. That is how Buhari government have put us. See, my brother, Nigeria is going hardship under this government. And the worst thing is that they are the highest borrower for the whole world. Buhari government is the highest borrower for the whole world. Just 6 years. Go and check how much they borrow. You black border say you want us to go to farm. We cannot access farm. Bandit have taken over the farm. Armed robber have taken over the farm. Kidnapper have taken over the farm. Now you still went and said you want to increase fuel. What does it tell you? That means to tell you that, my brother, transport will increase, NEPA will increase. The little yam we are buying, but we sell yam 5,000 at that time.
5,000. I don't think they will say.
Oh my goodness. Yesterday, I just popped to price yam yesterday. I went there, I said, Aboki, how much for this yam? He said, okay, 3,000 naira. I said, 1,500. He said, no. Then I said, can you sell this one, small one, 1,000 naira? He said, go. So make I go. Rice now for this Christmas will become for 35,000 naira. Rice. How much is your minimum wage? How much has rent? School fees for the children. So does Buhari tell us not to bomb Biki again? And he has children. They are doing party every day, wedding. Look at the wedding celebrate for his daughter. Last time, Abi's son. Jet. Food airport. Come on, just 18,000. Buhari cannot pay workers.
Is it Buhari or?
He's the head. When the head is rotting, the tattoo will not work. So that is it. He's the head. We have to call his name. During Jonathan time, like Muhammad was calling Jonathan, woman, Jonathan, broker, Jonathan, this. Today, we have, they say, Buhari is the Messiah. When Buhari was coming up, he's a messiah. After Buhari entered government, he went to go for 6 months sick in London. I mean, don't forget. For 6 months, government collapsed. Since then, Buhari have not been able to wake up.
How much is local rice now?
My brother, do you even have the local rice? I'll give you an example. A local rice in Nigeria here called, what's the name? That's this Yoruba rice. What's the name? Further rice.
Further
rice is more even expensive than the foreign rice. If you buy 500 naira for that rice, my brother, how many cup? How many dishes? Just small one. You don't talk about pepper, salt. So it's easier to buy food outside than cooking food at home. Because gas very expensive, firewood very expensive, charcoal very expensive, kerosene, no more kerosene. These are poor things. Let me tell you secretly, poor people are dying every day, every hour, every minute. But this government, Osibanjo, will be preaching economy. Osibanjo is the worst vice president I never see. He can't talk. When president travel, vice president supposed to take over. Osibanjo will be locked up inside house.
You can ask him that question.
It's a disgrace.
Ask him the question.
It's a disgrace.
Ask him the question.
Yeah, go ahead.
He said, well, what do you expect Osibanjo to do now? He's a vice president. What does that?
I'll tell you, when Atiko was there as a vice president, he was active. When Abacha was there, anytime Abacha travel, was active.
Come
Atiko,
come close.
It doesn't matter. A vice president is a vice president of Nigeria. A vice. I'll give you an example now. In Lagos State, let me give you an example, sir. In Lagos State, deputy governor, everywhere you see him everywhere. You see him everywhere. Because your vice president is a doorman. He's a doorman. He's waiting for president. He's waiting for president.
Okay. Come closer. Ross.
Which of the part of this the country that came from the north, Abi?
Yes.
Part of the country.
Yes.
Southwest, Abi?
Yes.
Who rules this country? Who have been ruling this country for 90 years?
I give an example. During Abajo's time, came from south, Abi. Why the vice president come from north? But let me tell you, Atiko ready to do the business. But Osibanjo is not ready. He been manipulated by somebody to go there and lawyer. Aware whether the man will die or not. But today, the man is surviving. That is why. If you know, if Osibanjo, hold on. If Osibanjo know he cannot do it, why don't you resign? Let him resign. If you know, see, if Osibanjo know that he cannot do it, let him resign.
Okay, let's continue.
If Osibanjo know cannot act as a vice president, let him resign. Let him resign. Let him resign. How can you be there? They are killing Christians. How can you, Osibanjo, just a whole pastor for redeem? You are there. Christians are dying.
Christians are dying?
Yes. Just Benway. People are dying in Benway. Just as a Christian vice president.
Okay.
Good luck. Let me tell you, good luck was active. When this man that said, Osibanjo for South. When Yaradua was there, good luck was active. Good luck was a South, was active. What I'm saying is that Osibanjo, you have disgraced the Christians. Osibanjo, you have disgraced the South. Osibanjo, please resign. Don't wait for 2023. Otherwise, APC governor, APC minister, APC councillor, 2023, all of you should go. We don't need it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lucky. I have Mr. Matthew, good morning.
Good morning, Mr.
Matthew Obianusa.
Good morning.
I'd like you to respond to what the question the man asked. The reason why Osibanjo is not active is because he's from a part of the country.
It depends on your perspective. It depends on how you look at it.
This perspective now.
Looking at the position of
the North is powerful. That's why.
Apart from the power of the North, if you look at the position of the deputy governor or the vice president, as the case may be, it is what the governor or the president delegate them to do that it does. There are little areas where Constitution give them direct assignment, like to head economic team. It is clear that the Constitution gives them that responsibility. But beyond that, he does mainly what the president delegates him to do, and he acts in the absence of the president. And in most cases, if the president do not want him to act in his absence, he will gag him. So it's not entirely true that if you are powerful as an individual, you will be powerful as a vice president or as a deputy governor. You can only be powerful to the extent, to the level the president or the governor want you to be powerful. Because most governors and most presidents feel that if they promote the deputy governor or the vice president so much, they will dominate the governance. They will dominate the polity. Look at Obasanjo and Atiku. During all the privatization exercise of Atiku handled it. It got to a point where Atiku was so popular and so powerful in the system. Obasanjo saw it as a threat. That brought about the rift we saw between two of them.
What made him so powerful?
Because he was given so much leverage, so much responsibility that he's interfacing with everybody, both the private sector, both the banking sector. He was so influential in the system.
Some are suggesting that Osinbajo should resign if he's being gagged not to really express himself.
I don't think it's a better option. Resign on what basis? Why should he resign? I don't think resignation is an option, a better option. I'll give you an instance. Just like I've said, it's not about one's opinion, it's not about sentiment. What I'm telling you is that if the president, even if the president is not educated, going by the power that is arrogated to the president by the Constitution, and the power that is arrogated to the office of the vice president by the Constitution, the vice president do not have a personal say. He does what is delegated to him by the president. And if you want to start exerting your influence, your power, based on what is given to you by the Constitution, the president will start gagging you.
Why does somebody resign? That means that person is not.
There are so many reasons. There are so many reasons why. There are so many reasons why somebody could resign. One, if perhaps there's dereliction of duty on your own part, negligence, and it has been proven, you may wish to resign. Though in Nigeria, people do not resign. Under the current scenario, if you are not allowed to perform your responsibilities, somebody can equally decide to resign. What I'm telling you is that there is little that is that is allocated to the office of the vice president by the Constitution.
You have not given all the.
If you look at the economic team, I'm coming. Okay. If you look at the economic team, currently, Osinbajo heads the economic team. It's a different thing whether the advice are giving the president, whether he's going by it, whether he's doing it. But if you look at constitutionally, he heads the economic team, and realistically, he's heading it. Direction of duty. Somebody could resign. If there's accusation of one time, like the NSAS thing, where there's massacre, what do you call it? Extermination of a race, extermination of people, genocide. It could lead to somebody's resignation. So there are so many reasons one could resign. If the government is not performing, somebody could resign. If the president is incapacitated, he could resign. So there are so many reasons somebody could resign. But beyond that, what I'm saying is, if you look at the Constitution, what it gives, the responsibility it gives the office of the vice president or the deputy governors, as the case may be, it places them, they are at the mercy of the governor and the president, as the case may be. You may be arguing that let us think of the Constitution to give them more responsibility, to make them more active in governance. That's a different ballgame. But not that the Constitution gives them that leverage to be more such prominent in governance.
Okay. We have 40 million out of school children potential Boko Haram sponsors from Osinbajo. Can Nigeria win the war against Boko Haram if you have this potential recruits?
They cannot win the war. They cannot win the war with such scenario. Because if you look at this Boko Haram of a thing, It borders on Nigerians taking arm against Nigeria. How can you explain a situation where, as at the time you had about 601 repentant Boko Haram who were eventually de-radicalized and integrated into the society? It is surprising to know that about 99% of that population, of that number, are Nigerians. It's a statement that Mr. President said he was surprised to even know. So for me, if you refuse to educate the citizens from the cradle, they become vulnerable to be radicalized and be recruited into all manner of criminality. And it's unfortunate that in Nigeria, you see the level of out of school students is increasing on a daily basis. Bauchi happens to be has the more number of out of school children. And instead of the governors looking inward on how to ensure that the children are being educated, given the right education, they'll be chasing shadow and looting public fund, looking at religious extremism, being religious bigots, and they will leave the major issue. As the current situation, there is no way, it's not a cause. Because Boko Haram is an ideological thing. Until you address it from that ideology point of view, you cannot win the war. Because the man who is being enlisting into Boko Haram is enlisting because he believes in that cause. The man who is going for suicide mission is going for suicide mission because he believes in that cause. Because somebody has brainwashed him. Somebody has indoctrinated indoctrinated him or her. That if you die in this cause of this is the reward awaits you in the world to come, and which are not true. So somebody needs to inculcate the right discipline in the child from the cradle, and this is lacking. Until you do that, look, just as you rightly asked, Nigeria is not near fighting anything, winning the war against insurgency. That is the truth.
Okay, let's look at Boko Haram has been bandits have now been declared as terrorists. Now, a court in federal court in Abuja has outlawed the activities of some groups linked to banditry and declared their activities as acts of terrorism.
Now, if I may ask, I've not read that story. Is it federal government that approved that court, or the court or an individual?
Okay.
Do you know the reason I'm asking? Because if it is federal government that approved the court to add the court to declare the activities as terrorism activities, then the federal government can take it up from there and follow through and get to the end of prescribing them. But if it's an individual, federal government may not rely on that judgment. I can understand that almost all the cases where federal government prescribe an organization, like the IPOB, like Shark Movement, federal government personally approach a court and with an application. Consequent upon that, I think the Federal Executive Council will discuss it, and it will be gazetted and they stand a terrorist organization. So if it is not government that have done that, I will encourage government, I will implore government with this opportunity to go back and approach the court and for a court to possibly declare the activities as terror activities for the purpose of prescribing them.
How would this affect the fight against insecurity?
Obviously, if they are declared terrorist organization, it will enable the armed forces, especially the Air Force, that have gotten a platform in form of Tucano jets, to deploy it against them. Because we can understand that the agreement Nigerian government entered into with Nigerian government, the agreement they entered into American government forbids Nigerian government, Nigerian military Air Force from using that air platform against an organization that is not a terrorist organization, and it will be restricted to border crime and terror organizations. So if they are not yet a terror group, you cannot deploy Tucano jets against them. So that is the predicament of Nigerian Air Force.
Yeah, there have
so
been some bombings of recent of bandits
using Tucano jets.
No bombing. I'm not saying Tucano jets.
We have other air platforms, but we are saying that a critical air platform that will give them dead blow is that Tucano jets. We have Alpha jets, but Alpha jet do not have the capacity of Tucano jets. So we are saying for the Air Force to have the leverage legally to deploy the A-27 Super Tucano jet against the bandits. They should be declared terrorist groups. And if you look at, by all standards, they are terrorist group. It's just that the government changed the narrative by calling them bandits.
The government changed the narrative.
Yes, of course. They changed the narrative because if you look at Gumi, I believe Gumi know better. Gumi has said it severally that these are Fulani henchmen who claim that their cars have been rustled. They now take it as an excuse to cry. So for me, I think there's every need from the part of government to kickstart the process of tagging them terrorists.
Okay. Subsidy removal not intended to punish Nigerians from Ngige. So what is now the intention?
The government is unfortunate anyway that the government see themselves as opposition to the people. I was asking one question.
People see the government as opposition.
The government see Nigerians as opposition. That's what I'm saying. They don't see them as people who are supposed to be governed. I was asking one question yesterday. Which area do government subsidize in Nigeria? I was saying it yesterday that the government need to choose an area to subsidize. I said here yesterday that America subsidizes so much in their agricultural sector. They pay so much subsidy. They subsidize it so much. Now, look at the issue of cooking gas you are talking about. Yeah. Everybody talking about astronomical increase in price of cooking gas. Surprised to know that government is the architect of that increase. Government is the reason we are seeing increase in the price of cooking gas. I will tell you why. Now, you say hitherto before now, there was no value-added tax on imported domestic gas. Government abruptly introduced it. And we are not producing enough domestic gas for our local consumption. Now, the tax introduced into imported gas have now jacked up the price of domestic gas. And Timmy will be telling us that government do not control the price of domestic gas. I think he's playing politics. Then again,
therefore, I think it's 7 million, but you are
not getting what I'm saying. No, before now, imported domestic gas had there was no taxation on it.
Okay. So the government had to tax.
Government recently introduced tax.
And it affected.
Of course, the man who has paid from the calculation, all the taxes they need to pay is about 15%. The man who is paying that, it will reflect in the man who is buying kg of gas from retailers. So that is what we are seeing. And again, beyond the taxation, there are other areas, other things that the government needed to do to drive down the cost of domestic gas. Look at gas flaring. Government upon government have been given timeline for oil majors to stop flaring gas. The gas you see them flare can be converted to liquefied natural gas. And again, government can equally make policy to reduce the level of exportation by way of all our oil majors, all the gas they are exporting. Government can have a policy for local consumption. Okay. So how can you tell me that you want to remove subsidy? You are adding tax to imported domestic gas. Is it not double jeopardy for Nigerians?
Okay. Lastly, talk about it.
Okay, our viewers, both locally and globally, we thank you for your for this our forthcoming get together. I can understand that somebody like Niger TV boy is asking whether he can attend. This to tell you that you have special invitation, you can attend. Then what are they? Taiwo asked whether we will stream it live. This is the anchor. We will liaise with the management whether they can coverage on it. Subsequently, perhaps after this program. Then again, for the purpose of people who want to reach us, Chigozie is here, Lucky is here, everybody is here. My number is 070-899-58243. Again, 070-899-58243. So we are all together on this.
Yes, thank you very much.
You can see
Thank you very much. We can do that later.
Huh?
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Christian. Good morning, our viewers all over the world. I greet you. The good Lord have taken you abroad. When the good Lord have taken you out of the shores of this country, was hoping you back, and anything you went here to do.
Oh, did you see me out of the shore of this country?
My brother, if you have the opportunity of living in this country, the best thing is just to people. Go, and if you have the opportunity of living in this country, if you want to tell me that you will not leave, you will stay. My brother, if I have the opportunity of living in this country, what am I doing here? So I am praying for our viewers all over the world. Whatever they have taken them abroad, whatever they have taken them around the whole world, Canada, Germany, UK, different places, I pray that the good Lord, whatever they have taken them there, whatever is their heart desire, God will perfect it for them.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, court has declared bandits terrorists now. So let's
Thank you very much. That is exactly what we have been saying. We are happy today that the federal government are coming back to their senses. Before, you are trying to equate the bandit with an area boys here in Lagos. Meanwhile, forgetting the fact that the bandit you are talking about should be declared terrorists. And then you are now trying to tell us that the bandits are nothing, but they are the same level with the area boys. The area boys you are talking about in Lagos, when you talk about the economic, I'm mistaken, 20 to 15% of Lagos state income. Are you getting me? Because the area boys you are talking about in Lagos, if we have jobless people, if they are 100, do you know that most of the people that are working under the area boys, they are not less than 75%? By so doing, you have helped in the reduction of what? Unemployment in the states. Unlike the bandits. When you talk about the bandits, people were there telling us that the bandits should not be declared as terrorists. Thank God, the courts, the federal government, those people that are involved, the senses, they have come back to their normal senses, realizing the fact that the so-called bandits are nothing but what? The terrorists. Mistaking the people that are not supposed to be called the bandits, being the IPOB members, that are nothing but innocent people. And you are declaring somebody like an IPOB member who has not fought with any God. You are. My brother, this morning, I was listening over the radio. They are not terrorists. That as well terrorists. Thank God they are coming back to their senses.
Okay, let's look at subsidy removal not intended to punish Nigerians, says India.
Well, I am not after whatever their subsidy removal. They said they are going to pay every average Nigerian for 5,000 naira. What can 5,000 naira do? Because you want to remove subsidy, right? What can 5,000 naira do to an average Nigerian? Is that what you're supposed to be saying? Because I was telling somebody, my brother, let me shock you a bit. Do you know that ordinary a newspaper that a member of House of Representatives buys in a month can build you a house in this state, in this country? Do you know that? Ordinary newspaper that a member of House of Representatives or a senator in the Federal Republic of Nigeria buys every day from first to 30th to, let's say, from January to December can build you a house. That is to tell you that these people are just using our brain. The subsidy they are talking about, the 5,000 they are telling us that they want to pay us, they want to pay the average Nigerians. My brother, it's a total waste of what? Resources. That thing should be put in such a way that everybody will benefit. But you are doing it in such a way as if we are nothing, we are just a second-hand value to you people. You people that are ruling us are nothing but the first-class value people in the country. My brother, I want to tell them that this. Do you know that if you don't have a wife, don't think about it. Don't think about a child. You must have a wife before you think about a child. Definitely, we are the people that put them into that position. So, but the treatment is somehow bad and it's not fair. It's not comfortable.
Okay, let's look at We have, you see, bandits now occupy Kaduna Abuja road, operate for 4 days.
That is exactly. I was opportune to have passed through that Kaduna Zuba Express Road to Kaduna. I knew from Zuba, that's Abuja to be precise, to Kaduna is not up to 2 hours. Are you getting me? But somebody called me yesterday that they could not and they cannot even pass towards that area because of what? The bandit attack. And this is one of the most important links that links Kaduna and Abuja Express. Because before, if you must have to pass through, if you don't want to pass through Abuja, definitely you have to go through Nasarawa. Are you getting me? Or you pass through Jos Forest. There's a place we call Forest. There's a place where you pass through. But now, the bandits, do you want to tell me that the federal government has no idea about this banditry issue? What exactly are they trying to tell us in this country? That we don't know what we are doing or what? This is a country whereby how many bandits are there? How many bandits are there that the so-called federal government cannot even fight and finance and fight a lasting solution towards what is happening in Kaduna Abuja Express Road? Every day you keep on telling us that bandits. My brother, it's a total waste and a total what? Waste of time. These are so-called leaders. They are nothing but a total waste of idea because they don't know what they are doing. You have bandits. Let's assume now. Do you know that ordinary a cantonment, ordinary a barrack in a particular state can wipe almost all those bandits we are talking about? We have how many barracks are there in Abuja? How many barracks are there in Kaduna? And then you are telling us that every day bandits are blocking social road, bandits are blocking here. What exactly are they preaching to us in this country? Looking at us as if, you know, the way they package us as if we are not even reasonable. We don't even know what we are doing again. A bandit. Look at Igbo land that has nothing to do with war. All you could do was just to pack almost all the military in the whole Nigeria down to the eastern part of the country. What exactly are you preaching? You are preaching total rubbish and nonsense because you don't know what you are doing. Are you getting me? Somebody was mentioning Osibanjo when Mr. Lucky was talking about, when Mr. Lucky was expressing himself. Do you know that? Sorry to use this word. Osibanjo to me is one of the most worst vice presidents we ever have in this country. I remember the case of Obasanjo. Atiku was his vice president. In the Federal Republic of Nigeria, one of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, you as a vice president, you have your subjugate rights that has been allocated to you as the vice president of the country. When you look at during Obasanjo, Atiku was very, very much active. Are you getting me? Now, come down to the case of Yaradua and Atiku and Jonathan. Jonathan was very, very, very much active. Are you getting me? Now, what exactly is wrong with this young man? A man that calls himself a professor, a professor of law. That one aside, that is what you call a earthly qualification. Now, you told yourself that you are into the religion, rejuvenization of humankind. You are among the founding members of Redeem, the founding fathers of Redeem, and you are a professor and also a pastor, a reverend, being the vice president himself, and you are allowing almost the Christians in this country to be killed on a daily basis, and you cannot utter a word, and you cannot say anything. I was reading the paper yesterday that he said that he cannot go into the reason why he cannot fight for president. He cannot become the president of this country. You have failed not only the Yoruba land, you have failed the Christendom. Are you getting me? You cannot tell me that because you are not an Hausa man, the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria have allocated some rights to you because you have every right. There are some certain things that you need to do as the vice president of this country, but you are not putting it in place. Every day, how many Muslims are being killed? Mr. Raf and I were here yesterday. We were saying the way most of these houses, most of these people that call themselves Fulani, we are busy opening shoulders here in Lagos. And I was asking Mr. Raf, do you know that you cannot mess up like this in their own state. A place whereby you give them the free chance and liberty to misbehave anyhow. Osipanjo is the vice president of this country, but he's a total what? Failure. Thank you very much.
Mr. Raphael this morning. Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Chuku, good morning. You see one thing, apple of discord, apple of chaos, apple of confusion, they are all channeled to what? Anarchy and lawlessness. Someone tried to sow apple or seed of discord, seed of trouble and chaos in Anambra State.
Are you talking about that lawyer? Okay.
But it failed. With whatever the efforts of this man I'm talking about from sowing any apple of discord in Anambra State 3 weeks ago. Let me tell you, I'm talking in the person of Abubakar Malami. Abubakar Malami went to Oriental Hotel with his cohorts and colleagues in crime to disorganize Ndi Anambra. A canvassed so vastly to see that Anambra State is, was a no-go zone, no-go area some 3 weeks ago. He did all he could to succeed on doing that, but what happened? He failed woefully. When this animalistic man, wicked man, failed in his own schemings, what happened again? He now thought that election in Anambra State would be in favor of APC or people died. You know what happened? The IPOB members, all the agitators in the southeast, they began now to read meaning on what I'm just saying now, which was why they backed down. They said, okay, let election be. But let the blood of our people not, be spilled on the street of Anambra State, on the street of Onitsha, Enugu, Oka, Nnewi, Aguleri, everywhere. So the election was one of the fairest, freest and fairest ever. I'm telling you, INEC conducted in the recent times. So now what happened was that the election was what? Won by All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA. No confusion about it. The idea of going to the court, Supreme Court, I think the fire, that flame is coming down because we've warned Anduba. What has this man started again? He started canvassing for probing a governor who is still presiding over that highest office in Anambra State. He's fueling the fire of what? Probe. That Obiano Akpokwodukezu has mismanaged public fund in Anambra State. I tell you, I always ask. Involving that big, gigantic institution at Aguleri is an infrastructural what? Development. It's an employment infrastructure as well because many employment for people there, and it has already started working. Where are you going to hold up? You are not responsible this time around. Virtually third everywhere in Anambra State. My Anambra brothers, they are bearing me witness now that a development, road links and other infrastructure did not even elude the Ihiala people. Irrespective of what Chimaroka Bichinwoke Mbadinuju did us from 1999 till 2003. Are you listening to me? I can tell you virtually that Mbadinuju won an election under the platform of what? SDP, which is PDP then, before he was voted out after the killing of the barrister, the two barristers at Onitsha, Barrister Igwe and his wife. By what? By who? Bakassi. Security platform in Anambra State that wasted a lot of innocent blood. Are you listening to me? Mbadinuju, what? He ran away. Nobody heard about him again anymore. But let me tell you now, what I'm trying to say is that this man, Anambra State, Nnewi, Oka, Ozobolo, Unubi, Nnewi, Agwata, everywhere. Olumbanasa, Ndi Anambra. If you talk about Anambra East, Anambra West, and anywhere in Anambra State, even Oka senatorial zone, they are all bearing me witness that Obiano really did good work. Who is Obiano? Obiano managed Fidelity Bank when Obi was the CEO.
Okay, let's
Obi, Fidelity Bank. Obi is Obiano. Obiano is Obi. I don't see the reason why this issue of don't allow him to go. Monitor him. Monitor what?
Okay.
Oga Malami should do what? Ask himself questions. Am I doing my job well? Am I even not qualified to head ordinary magistrate court? Agege here. Malami is not qualified to do that.
Okay.
I didn't understand. He's still sowing seed of discord in Anambra State, but I believe and I pray he has failed woefully.
Subsidy removal not intended to push Nigeria, says Ngige, one-time governor of Anambra State. Subsidy removal not intended to punish Nigerians.
Subsidy, we know what happened in 2011 when Jonathan tried that. Okoje Wala was on then as a Nigerian finance minister, and everybody went to Ojota to crucify them. You know, nobody has ever able to see the good. You understand the good effects of subsidy or your subsidy removal. You understand? So this time around, the so-called sacred cows, those people, Mr. Goods, Mr. Rights, all of them, they are in this present regime. They are like just imposing it on us because nobody is debating it whether it's good or bad now. They have allowed them to do what? To remove the subsidy. And see what they have come up with 2 days ago, that they are out of the money or the realization. They are going to give Nigerians 5,000 every month. Social security, you call it. Thank you for that. So I'm trying to tell you whatever Ngige is saying, it is good for him. And his what comes. What I'm saying here is that if you realize excess money, too much money out of subsidy or your subsidy removal, you will channel it to the development of this country. I don't need your 5,000. 5,000 cannot buy ordinary textbook for my child, my boy. No, it is not enough. I don't know why if I receive that 5,000 itself, it can even buy me ordinary ingredients to cook a goosey soup. To make a goosey soup in Lagos now, you talk about 7,500 to 8,000. Complete a goosey soup. So if Nigeria is paying, Buhari regime is paying Nigerian youths or every Nigerian 5,000 every month, it is a dance of shame. It is another shame, international shame, local shame. You see, that money is a shame. I made many references when Muammar Gaddafi was still alive. Muammar Gaddafi paid Libyans $300 to $500 monthly. Are you listening to me? If you're a graduate, you were a graduate then in Libya. What happened is that this gentleman will just give you what? 2-bedroom apartment to manage your life with your wife. That is Muammar Gaddafi for you. So I don't see what stops federal government from doing more than what Muammar Gaddafi did when he was alive. So paying oil subsidy removal, I'm telling you, has exhumed another international chain. Are you listening to me? Is another shame on this country. A country that does not care much about his citizens, a country that does not have even the common interest of the common citizens. The masses are suffering with pain, such excruciating pain in this regime. 5,000 to me is rubbish. Removal of oil subsidy, channel it to agriculture, channel it to the sector of transportation, channel it to other infrastructural amenities development, channel it to building producing industries, production industries to employ Nigerian youths. There are many areas you could channel that money to instead of lavishing it, paying it out to us. Why are you giving out 5,000 naira? What is 5,000 naira? 5,000 naira to me is rubbish. Removal of oil subsidy, Ngige said, is for the good of Nigerians. If you ask me, it's for the bad of Nigerians because they are going to share that money among themselves. You know how many that will go into private purse account? If they remove that money for sharing, before that money could reach to ordinary Nigerian, they must have removed from each person 3,000 naira. It only goes give you 2,000. My man, let us go further and discuss other very sensitive issues.
Cause the bandits now terrorists.
Bandit. The reason why some people are clamoring that they refuse to proscribe them. Even myself, I was among. I said it on and on. Buhari is attaching emotion. You understand, to anything concerning bandits. Ask me why. Buhari went and employed these people to assist him in fighting Jonathan regime in 2011 when Jonathan won election. No. Yeah, he won election in 2011. Then again in 2015, Buhari worked hard. You understand, to have employed them to help him. You understand, attack or fight Jonathan if he won then in 2015. So now, how do you think Jonathan, the same Buhari again, will be happy proscribing the same people he employed to fight Jonathan as a terror organization? It is not easy to proscribe them, a terrorist group, by the same person that employed them. That is the reason why he finds it very, very emotional this time around. He approached them with all emotion, reasoning, sentiment. He's being sentimental about it. He cannot tag them terrorists. He employed them. They are his people. I always call them his kinsmen, his brothers in the Sahara, Africa. Where are the bandits come from today? Nobody knows. The man that headed the bandit, nobody could even trace his history. We know that the man that headed Boko Haram was Chekrao. He's from where? Northeast. His mother has come out. Everybody has seen him. But who is the mother, the father of the so-called bandits? Somebody that had them. They are trying to rehab them, giving them amnesty, paying them money, marrying wives for them, even paying their children's school fees. The so-called bandits. Who are the bandits? Can you give me the true, accurate definition of banditry? Brigandage, armed robbery, burglary, break and entry. Do you understand? Who are the armed robbers? Who are the bringers? See, let me tell you, you can never attach emotion to all these vices in the society. But it has been a norm. It has become a norm in this present regime that somebody will come out and pet bandits and tell you those people are passing through what? Emotional trauma. Let us go begin to do what? Give them what? Reorientation. Change their mindset. Buy them Okada. Bought rice for them. Bought land for them. You know that presently they bought many Okadas? Yes, to exchange the school children. Those ones they kidnapped in Kaduna, they bought Okada. They sold land, bought Okada. Parents work hard. Yes, they bought Okada for them. They are giving them rehab. Is that how to do things? You are just, let me tell you, I don't like people that are running Emily posts. Emily posts. They are doing bad. They are telling you they are doing good. How could you go to eastern Nigeria and declare all Igbo indigenous people of that geography as what? Terrorists. You are telling me this. It's a trash. If not that Nnamdi Kanu has done his job well, the whole world would have been seeing the Igbo man as a terrorist today. Because an enemy of the Igbos is in power. He who hates Igbos with passion is the president we have in place now. That's why he declared every Igbo man a terrorist. While people that are killing and maiming in the northeast, people that are bombing marketplaces, killing innocent people, people that have been beheading clerics, Christian clerics, Muslim clerics, they have been tagged what? Ordinary bandits. They are just thieves. They are their children. They lost their senses. Why did you allow them to lose their senses? You did not send them to school. You like building national mosque, gigantic mosque, immense, so immense and colossal. The biggest ever seen around the world. Go to Kano, go to Abuja, you will see those mosques there. They are busy constructing mosques. They don't build hospitals, they don't build schools. So you see all these kind of miscreants on the street turning out to be what? Bandits and Boko Haram. Let me tell you, they are the cause of this problem.
Thank you very much, Mr.
I think understand. So they are the cause of what? The problem.
Thank you very much.
He that went to the bush to fetch woods, he made mistake by fetching ants, insects infested woods. And what happens? Those insects, those ants will come after him.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mr. David. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Chuku.
How are you?
And good morning to everyone, our viewers here in Nigeria and over there in diaspora.
Okay. 40 million out of school children, potential Boko Haram recruits from Obasanjo.
40 million. What do you
40
say?
million out of school children, potential Boko Haram recruits.
That is, it has always been
This is not a
like
time bomb.
like that yearly on a daily basis, and the president has and the presidency has not fashioned out a way to cope with. Now, most of these people you call S-men, bandits, terrorists are those dropout students in which these people lure in ties with money, with just tell them, okay, fine, come work for us, we'll pay you certain amount of money. And the government of the day has not caught that. Even the previous government has not been able to cut that. And this thing would what is it would be what a very stain on our democracy, because if government cannot find a way out to cope this, because now these students have this mindset that once we don't go to school, Boko Haram comes, tell us what to do, brainwash us about accepting modern
Rejecting
no,
Western education.
yeah, rejecting Western education, and then adapting their own primitive lifestyle. So now what do we expect? And that is why you see every day insecurity is on the rise. It's always on the rise now, because these children are always being brainwashed. Shekararu has that to himself. He can easily lure them, tell them this is what to do, this is what to do. And then again, the poverty is major problem, because once these people can no longer feed their children, now they will turn towards Amajeri on the streets. And then if you see a child on the street, you can easily influence the child. If you have money, tell, okay, my child, do this, I'll pay you this. Come, recruit the child and start doing all sorts of nonsense. So now the government needs to look for a way just to make things work in the country, because if the government is now folding his or her arms, things will continue to what degenerate, and that has an impediment on us and then to our society. And then again, just like I said, Nigeria is living on a very timely on a time bomb. If that continues,
The court now declares bandits. The federal high court in Abuja has outlawed the activities of some groups linked to banditry and declared their activities as acts of terrorism. How do you look at it? How does it affect insecurity in the country?
the court has declared bandits as terrorists
Yeah, the federal high court in
in
Abuja.
Abuja, as the president
Because,
acknowledged it. The president needs to
has not
attend to it.
gotten any-
The president needs to attend to it before I can beat my chest or believe that bandit is terrorist. Because when who was it the court that declared IPOB terrorist? It was the presidency. And now the president has not given a marching order to declare them terrorists. So I think for now it's still a child's play. It's still a child's play. They are not terrorists until the president gives his nod and give his verdict and give his assent on it. Because now the courts can declare them terrorists, but now would the military recognize them as terrorist group? No. Would the police recognize as terrorist group? No. Would the DSS recognize as terrorist? No. Because now these security agencies are being managed by the executive arm of government. So the court is under independent arm of government on its own. So now I believe the court has done its best, but now the president is supposed to be served this, so that he can at least, if truly he means well for Nigeria, he can come address Nigerians that for henceforth bandits has now been declared terrorists, but the president will not do that because of his kinsmen. He will.
Are you saying his kinsmen are bandits?
They are now who is
Or they are Fulani?
who is Fulani?
Is there no difference between Fulani?
Who is Fulani? Who is bandits?
All the Fulanis are they bandits?
Eh?
All Fulanis
Oh,
are
not all Fulani are bandits, but these are kinsmen. But now this Fulani, they are from where the president is from. They are president's tribe. So now these are kinsmen. Either the president like it or not. So do you think the president will want to declare his kinsmen terrorists? Because now if he should retire, he's going back to Katsina, Daura. And now what now? How do the president look them in their eyes if he declares them as terrorists? So I think if the president really means well for Nigeria, he should act on this, because the Federal High Court in Abuja has declared them as terrorists. So let the president also give his own verdict, his own say on it, so that at least the military can always treat them like terrorists. Because now the military is still joking with them, is still giving them soft landing, still give them that free level ground for them to try. But now if you declare them as terrorists, now the president would, the army, the navy, all the security personnel will use force on them. You can see the way they are treating our IPOB, in which they declared terrorists, in which I know that these people are not terrorists. Now go to every nooks and crannies in the east, you see checkpoints. Yesterday there is once Orafia in this at that state. They are crying. They are saying that now the government should remove, should please withdraw the presence of the military men in the country, in their states, in their environment. The women protested that this military men can no longer allow their wards and their children go to school, because everywhere, every minute, at every point, you see soldiers everywhere. What is happening? They came out yesterday, cried to the president that please withdraw your people in our community. What is happening? These people are not supposed to be there. These people are supposed to be in the north, in Zamfara. Yesterday, Kaduna, along Abuja Kaduna Expressway, 4 persons were being kidnapped. That is where the president is supposed to deploy the military. There, 4 persons were being kidnapped. Commuters, travelers on the highway, and then these are what epic centers in which the president is supposed to like make sure that he deploys his own military percentage, but no, he will not do that. Everything is I don't know the kind of problem he has with the eastern people.
Okay.
Seriously.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Mr.
David, thank you.
You're always welcome.
Okay, we have come to the end of bystanders at the newsstand. Thank you for your presence, and also I thank the speakers for being here today. The mind behind the camera, a big thank you, Mr. Ifeanyi, and everyone that have been participating active on the live chat. Thank you very much, Mrs. Oluchi Nwafo, Olarewaju Boy, John Israel, Excellency Akumiri Pittsburgh, Mr. Onoche, my man, yeah, Lawson Amadi, Olarewaju Boy, Adedeji, Lillian Pascal, Adetaiwo, Joel, Aigbedion, Iyerioba 1. Okay, thank you very much. Make cash now. Thank you very much. Taiwo, Mr. Taiwo, Odunade, wonderful man. Ademola Tanda, faithfully, Ahie Lewis, and many others. Thank you for being part of the program this morning. As we meet tomorrow, by God's grace, I am Christian Chuku on this wonderful edition of Bystanders at the Newsstands. Bye for now.